Equality New Mexico is fighting for LGBTQ liberation.
Our liberation and justice cannot wait, and EQNM is fighting for it right now in the state legislature.
But what is
LGBTQ liberation?
Of course, it means ending discrimination. It means fighting to make sure that our public schools and universities cannot discriminate, that our government agencies aren't allowed to treat LGBTQ New Mexicans differently than everyone else.
It means collecting anonymous data on our community so that we may better advocate for the services we need and deserve.
LGBTQ justice is worker justice. It means providing paid leave, sick leave, family medical leave to all employees so that queer and trans New Mexicans can access the healthcare we deserve.
Healthcare access is critical for our liberation. Working to lower the cost of life-saving HIV medications, making PrEP more accessible for us all.
Reproductive healthcare is LGBTQ healthcare, and we deserve quality, individualized healthcare that respects our identities and increases our autonomy.
But we can't have autonomy if we aren't prepared to set and to respect boundaries about physical interaction. Understanding consent is critical for our community. That's why we want affirmative consent taught in our schools.
Autonomy and liberation means our whole body, our whole life, and our whole culture. Passing the Crown Act in New Mexico means protecting LGBTQ Black and Indigenous New Mexicans from discrimination or mistreatment based on our hair.
We will never reach our liberation if we aren't respected and protected
for all of our authentic identities.
Queer and trans people have fought hard for our constitutional rights to be recognized in New Mexico. But if they aren't enforced, they aren't any good. We are fighting for the New Mexico Civil Rights Act, so every New Mexican can have their day in court when our rights are violated.
Because accountability, especially holding our government and law enforcement accountable, is a matter of justice.
And we are fighting to end the panic defense, because queer and trans people deserve justice when they have been harmed. We must make sure violent offenders can't use the excuse that they panicked because of who their victim was.
Equality New Mexico is fighting for justice.
And we want you.
And we want you.
And we want you to join us.
The LGBTQ liberation is a movement.
and every part of the movement is people power.
Will you join us?
Will you email your legislator?
Will you call your legislator?
Text your friends and family right now. What are you waiting for?
Join the movement for LGBTQ liberation.
Join us at Equality New Mexico.